Yes, Shun. Today we have this topic that is the introduction to machine learning and need for the machine learning and the machine learning process. We will see this topic after learning the basic definition of the machine learning. So we have seen the what are the basic machine learning algorithms. It's just introductory part. We have seen what is the basic, what is the machine learning and basics of the machine learning we have discussed. If I talk about my previous lectures, that what we have covered the preface of the machine learning, in which we have seen the applications oriented approach to understand the machine learning. So need of the machine learning we can say over here, and definition of the machine learning by the Tom and Mitchell. So we have discussed this definition in our previous class by taking suitable examples. And what is a machine learning we have discussed in the previous class as well, and difference between the two important and beautiful terms, those are the artificial intelligence and machine learning. And last part we have seen the understanding the machine learning by real life application, followed by the two examples. What are those? One was a lady who is just purchasing some products from the dairy shop and or vegetable shops we can say, and one person who is calling to someone to sell the insurance or just provide the different things. So from the banking sector we can say. So this part we have already discussed in the previous classes. So this was our lecture of the previous lecture we have discussed. So in today's onward, what we have to see what is the need of the machine learning. So let us explore all these things with the proper example, so everything will be clear in your mind. If I'm moving to the next slide, then you can say over here the need of the machine learning. So need for the machine learning itself is an important aspect. So need for the machine learning, as we know, the need for the machine learning belong to our daily real life. So first point we have over here, that is increasing data generation. So I have given the lot of the content over here for note purpose only. So this PPT or this slide or any PPT or any slide of the machine learning, whatever I'm sharing, and I will share to all, you can understand this as a notes purpose only. Increasing data generation will be the first need. Why this is more important aspect? So you can say, as we know, data is a more important factor to recognize anything in this world. If you don't have a data, then you can't say you are communicate to someone. So data is what? Data is our basic prerequisite thing by which you can communicate. So with the help of the machine learning, we can increase the data generation. So data generation is saying to us, when we have to use a data, then you can communicate, you can provide the better solution. It is just like simple example. I can explain the idea simple way. Suppose the person who have the 2 years teaching experience. I'm taking the myself and other examples as well. Suppose the person who is having the 2 years teaching experience, and some person who is having the 20 years teaching experience. So what he has, or what the both person are having, the experience, but the other one is having the maximum experience, or someone has the minimum experience. So the person who is having the minimum experience compared with the other one will have the limited number of the data, because he has the less experience. So someone in a normal way we have to speak your experience or the past experience will motivate the student, past experience or your youth experience or your lots of experience that you have, so you can motivate the student, you can provide the knowledge to the student. So that's why this is what actually the person who is belong to the high volume of the data in his mind, so he is just capable to deliver the information in properly very well manner compared to the person who is having the 2 years teaching experience. So increase in data generation means with the help of the machine learning, we can increase the data, and this data is required to provide the better machine learning model. And that is the simple meanings we have to understand over here. So this term should be clear to all. So increasing data generation is an important point in the need for the machine learning. So this point is clear to right now. If one by one I will ask if you have any problem, so you can intervene me. So just let me know right now. The first point, increase in data generation, is clear to all. Yes, tell me right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next point. Okay, good. Thank you. And the next point we have the improve the decision making. So why we can say the improved decision making will have to the need for the data, need for the machine learning. Yes, of course, if we have the large volume of data, so based on our data, based on our factors, we can easily say we can take the good decision. Suppose you are having only the, you are not enough mature. If I compare your attitude with your parents, then because parents know to you very well manner how you behave since you were the child. So definitely the parent will take the good decision about yourself, and they will know what would be the better for you because they are seeing to you from the child. From your childhood they are seeing to, and when you were the 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and so on. So now you have become, now you are become the 20 years old. So they are seeing to you last 20 years now how you are behaving to your parents, and what you are demanding and day to day. So they will take your better decision for a betterment or against you if some decisions are contradicting to you and your parents. So improved decision making is coming from this point. It means if you have a large volume of data, then we can take the good decision or we can take the bad decision. So depend on the thing we have to understand. Now, as a technical savvy, you are involved with the various mobile and various laptop and various configuration systems. You have the good information about the technical devices. Then your parents are not suitable to understand things because they are not much aware about the technical devices. So you will take the better decision for your parents. You can request a family member, so this type mobile is better. Why? Because you know the better configuration of a particular device, which is the better. So you will take the decision better than your parents at that moment, depend on the requirement. So in the machine learning, if you are calling any application or any model, so we can improve the decision making based on our experiences or based on our data. And from this point, I can say over here, these are the two important terms: increase in data generation and improved decision making are the two important requirement or two important needs for the machine learning. This is the most important one. And while learning the machine learning during the my course, and while learning the machine learning concept, seeing after seeing the practical and following by the practicals, you will feel okay, this is a need, and these are the two important points here. Really, we will feel in the our practical parts as well. So increase in data generation and improved decision making is again the two important points. So if this picture is clear to all, so I just showing to the next slide, which is compromising by the four needs. So two needs we have seen, that is the increase in data generation, and another one is the improved decision making. So as a human being, I have a brain. So I, with the help of my brain, I can keep all the data inside of my brains, because my brain will keep all the data, and that is a point. So I can keep all the data. So just like example of your few seconds ago, a few minutes ago, I have taken just your technical example, and one was your parents example. So what the parents are not noting down your information into the any register or page or notebooks. They are keeping the information in their mind. So that is the reason. So increase in data generation and improved decision making are the two important. Other way, we have two other parts that are required to implement in our machine learning. So need for the machine learning are very important. So third point is saying to us, uncover patterns and train the data. So uncover patterns in the data is applicable when we have to deal with the large volume of data, and with the help of a large volume of data, we will try to explore, we will try to find the uncover pattern of the data which are not readable by the human being in normal way. So as a human being can do, but it will take much time. So from the large volume of the data we can do. I will take an example, but before taking the example or before discussing the third point, that is uncover pattern and training data, first let me know once again the increase in data generation and improved decision making, 2 points of the need for the machine learning are clear or not? Yes, tell me right now.
Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so third point is again very interesting point which defines the need for the machine learning. So uncover pattern and train the data is saying to us, just simple example. This is the time where we are living in the 2021 year. So 2021 year we are living. But I'm talking about the 1921. If I'm talking about the 100 years ago. So in the 100 years ago, the weather was good in the September month and the August month. So suppose you are living in your local city. So in your local city, when you were a child and now when you are just living in current city, then you are observing since your childhood, you are observing in the September and August months temperature of this city was this belong to the specific ranges only. If it is raining, then there is no guarantee and there is no possibility in the September month and the August month you can wear the sweater. Okay, that is the point. In the May month and June month, suppose you are living in the Bhopal city, then there is no possibility in the May and June month you will be able to wear the sweater. That is the point. So what I mean to say that over here, in the last 100 years, if I'm observing some data are hidden. So with the help of the human being, we can do what is the data of this weather I can expect, what would be the expectation of weather forecasting I can do. But with the help of the machine learning, I will keep the data of the 100 years data of the weather of the weather of the particular city. So I will keep the all the data in large volume. So with the help of the machine learning, I can read the uncovered data which are not readable by the human being in simple way. So I can apply the such data in to solve my problem. So that is not the trends in the application or trends in the data. So I can uncover the some patterns which are not easily readable by the human beings. So that is a easy thing. Same example, this concept we can also understand by the image processing. As we know, an image contains lots of information. From the image, I can see some data. Okay, no issue. From the image, I can read some data. I can read the not a limited data. I can read the many data. So in case of the medical science diagnosis center, what they are doing, they are using the CT scan based images. So based on the CT scan image based images, the doctors will try to find the disease, what the problem is having by the particular person. So that is a point we can use in the image processing. So image processing is the biggest application followed by the machine learning to detect the disease. So the proper treatment can be provided to the person on the time. That is a point we can use in this case. So uncover the pattern and trend in the data is coming from this point. That is a need for the machine learning. And fourth point, we have the solve complex problem. Yes, of course, you can able to solve the only limited number of the problem, but you are a human being, you are the genius person of this earth. You can solve any problem, but it will take the many time. You can spend your 6 months to solve the very big problem, no issue. You can find the last value of the pi. You can calculate, no issue. You will take the 1 year. You can do as a human being, but it will take much time. But if we try to solve such problem with the machine, we can do within the few couple of seconds. So we can solve the many problem, complex problem which are belong to our daily real life problems. So solve complex problem again is a very easy task by the machine learning we can do. So these are the four different area or four different requirements that defines the need for the machine learning. So increase in data generation, improve decision making, uncover patterns and trends of data, and solve complex problems. These are the four important needs to define. Four important needs to define the need for the machine learning. So these are the just idea about the need for the machine learning. Yes, in this case you have any doubt, so please you can ask me right now. We can discuss. Any doubt over here? So please you can ask me right now. Just tell me.
No doubt, sir.
So I'm not speaking any terms, more terms from this slide. Uncover pattern training data. So it is also written over here. What I have spoken over here, and solve complex problem we can use. So this is the available over here. You can read. So these are the something I can leave over here for notes purpose only. So you can go to that part. You can find. So next part we have over here, that is a machine learning definitions. Machine learning definitions we have seen by the Tom and Mitchell and also Samuel, and who coined the artificial intelligence term. But in this machine learning definitions means what are the basic definitions which are used to understand the machine learning. So that is the point we have to understand. So first point, we have the algorithm. An algorithm is basically what? A machine learning algorithm is a set of some rules and statistical technique that is used to learn the pattern from the data and draw significant information from it. And it is a logic behind a machine learning model. So while developing or while deployed the machine learning model, you people are required to understand which algorithm you are using to deploy your machine learning model. Example, linear regression. Other example I will tell you in simple way: linear regression, polynomial regression, classification, logical regressions. So all these are supported by some basic mathematical model. So by the practical approach, we will not discuss the mathematical model, but we will use such concept, such function to implement the machine learning based practical. So that is the beauty of the Python programming. So we can use the Python programming based machine learning models directly. So no need to implement or no need to read the expertly code in detail. Just use and apply as according to demands. So my algorithm is what is saying to us some rule and regulation which defines to solve our problem. So we will use the algorithm. Next point is model. That is a key point. You have to keep in mind what is a model actually. A model is a main component of the machine learning. A model is trained by using the machine learning algorithm. So this is the point you can understand when we need to try to train a model and why training is required. You can understand this way by the help of the example. If you are not training by any industry, then you are not cope up with the industry culture. So let me explain this concept by simple way. Suppose as a human being, you are joining the company, but you got the BTech degree, now you are happy, so now you are the undergraduate person. Then you can easily say to anyone, you are the graduate people, if you can join any company. But after joining the company will provide you training because you are not able to understand the some rules and regulation. You are not able to understand the culture of the company within the 2 days. So they will give you 3 months, 6 months to provide a better training. You can understand the culture, what is the culture of this organization, and you have to be part of the organization. So before that, you have to take the training. So this training is what we are doing. Company providing training. So company is accommodated you as a model by following by some training. And who will give you training? Company based information. So company based person will give you information. So these company based persons are known as some training data. They are imposing you or be a part of the particular organization. So now you are a model at that moment. Next one is predictor variables. Predictor variable is a feature actually. These features or parameters or factors we can say that are used to predict the output. I will tell you with the help of the example, then picture will be clear to all in simple way. Predictor variable means what is the variable by which you can predict the output. So after be a part of the any company, I can expect after the 6 months you will be the senior manager. I'm expecting based on my prediction, based on performance, but there is no guarantee. So this is the variable I'm defining for you that you will be the senior manager after the 2 years, 3 years, 6 months. So that is my prediction only, but there is no guarantee you will follow my prediction in variable manner. So that is a variable I'm using that is known as the predictive variable. Then a model. Then model will respond something to get my prediction outcomes. Then the variable which is providing the response to the predictor variable, that is known as the response variable. So the response variable is also known as features, or this is also known as the output variable, and that needs to be predicted by the using the predictor variable. That is the point. So these are the four terms we have to keep in mind, and the other tools are the important training data. So if I need to give the training to you for be a part of any company, then how you can become? So some training is required. So some data I have to apply. You have to move from this place to this place only. You can't move directly to the senior manager cabin, Okay, you have to be a part of this organization 9 to 5 only, and after that you have to work, then you have to take the permission. So what I'm imposing to you, I'm imposing some data. Now you are being a model of my organization. That is the point. So training data is basically brought in the machine learning. In the machine learning training model, training data is basically used to or help the model to identify the key trends and pattern essential to predict the output. So testing data, and testing data is basically the sample data. We can say sample data, and after the model is trained, it must be tested to evaluate how accurately it can predict an outcome. So this is done by the testing data. So training data and testing data will be the part of the entire data from which we have to get the something properly. Okay. So these are the basic terms which are related to the machine learning definition. Yes, tell me right now, any doubt so far? These are the 6 terms we have to keep in mind. Yes, tell me right now, any doubt so far?
No, sir, you can
No,
proceed.
sir.
Okay, so I'm taking a simple example for a betterment, so you can easily understand with the help of my example what I'm planning to explain. Yes, I'm writing something here so you can easily understand. Let us understand. Let us understand the basics of 3 terms related to machine learning. So I'm taking a very simple example. I hope the picture will be clear to all with the help of such example. So I'm taking a simple example. I'm writing here the example. So I'm taking an example of the weather forecasting. Okay. So suppose I'm taking example of the weather forecasting. I'm creating a data. I'm creating a data in July, August, September, October, November, and December. So I'm keeping the information of this data in 2 parts. One is month, and other one is the temperature. Temperature degree. So in the July, I'm expecting 32 degree will be there. In August, 35 due to the humidity it can increase, and it goes to 34 approx. In October, 30. In the November, so 25. In the December, we have a winter time, so it could be around the 20. So these are the temperature I'm expecting. So this is what this is known as my data. In mathematical, this is known as the population. Now this is clear to all right now. This example is clear. What we are looking for, is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, good, super. Now, first I was talking about the algorithm. So I have to identify in the October month what would be the approx temperature. Okay, that is the point you have to take. So this is my data which is on the population. This is my entire data. From this data I will choose the training data and I will choose the testing data. So before that, what is the my steps is saying to us, you have to, this is a problem. Suppose we have a problem to predict problem to predict October month's temperature. So this is our problem. So what we will give, we will give some input. We will give some input, but before giving the input, we have to understand what is the problem. So what we will do, we will build the model. We will build the model by using two parts. One is what is the name of the machine learning algorithm, name of the machine learning algorithm, plus training data, plus training data. With the help of these 2 points, I can build my model. So after understanding the problem, I have to build my model. So while building my model, I have to understand what is the machine learning algorithm and what is the training data I have to use. So let me explain to all once again that if I am having the entire data, so I will bifurcate my data into parts. One is training data, and other one is testing data. If I'm using the training data, that would be the part of something that should be in huge volume. So testing data is also known as the sample data. This is again identified by the mathematically. So after building my model, I will apply the prediction. This prediction will be identified by the predictor variable and response variable. So I have to predict it. So by applying the machine learning algorithm and training data, I have to identify the prediction. So prediction will be used by some testing data. So with the help of the prediction, with the help of the testing data. Let me explain this thing once again with the help of another example. Suppose out of the 70 students, I'm expecting everyone is not good, and some are very good. So out of the 70 students, I'm just floating my some form to all those students. Just give me the response. What is my teaching methodology is good or not? So this is I'm just expecting. I'm expecting you will give the feedback. So that is the point I'm floating to all the students. Okay, just fill the form. Some of the students are filling in serious mode. They are filling the feedback form properly. Some of the students are filling the details, okay, casually. Some of the students are not happy with me because 2 days back I have called to them, so they are not happy with me. So they are filling the form, just giving the negative points because they are annoyed with me. So I'm getting all the data. So I got the feedback. I got the feedback 90%. So my superior person, the management will ask me, "Sir, you got the 90% feedback. That's good, but can we check once again?" So what they will do? They will not use the entire data. They will select some selected random student and ask to one by one, yes, what is the teaching methodology the sir is using is good or not. So some students are giving the feedback, sir is okay and good and best and so and so. So based on this sample data, I'm expecting that is my prediction. My prediction. So its prediction could be more than the 90% as I have decided previously. It could be less than 90%. So depend on the testing data, it could be nearby 90% or it could be nearby the 80%. So that is a point we have to understand. So if I'm expecting the feedback should be 90%, but I'm getting the 80%, so this is what actually this is my accuracy, which is a little bit less than my desired result. So my desired result was a 90%, but I'm getting the 80%. And with the help of my luck, if I'm getting the prediction 95%, so it means I'm getting my accuracy of prediction more than the 90%. This is the prediction only. So same thing here I can apply if I'm putting the problem to predict the October month temperature. So I'm building the model followed by the training data and building the model I'm using. So even putting all these things over here, so I'm predicting the temperature of October month So there is no guarantee every time I will get the temperature of the October month 30. It could be 38 or it could be 32 or 33. So approximately I am getting over here, so I can expect, I can predict what would be the temperature of the October month. That is the point. Suppose I'm expecting what would be the temperature of the December in the coming month. So based on the our data, the forecasting can be applied. So this is the overall representation which is to be identified by the weather forecasting machine system, and in the weather forecasting system which algorithm you are using, it's your requirement. So what are the various algorithm, I will tell you each and everything, but before that you must be understand what is the working of the machine learning. So after understanding, sometimes I have explained what is the working of the machine learning model. So prediction can be done. So prediction with the help of testing data I am getting. So I suppose I am getting the result outcome, temperature. Yeah. Suppose I am getting the temperature is, I am getting temperature is equal to 31 degree. Suppose. So I'm getting close to the my temperature that is saying to 30 or 31. It means I'm getting the prediction in my close to the my accurate value. So if I'm getting the 30, so my accuracy will be the 100%. But I'm getting a little bit more temperature, so I can say that my accuracy is approximately 90%. So 95% I'm getting, and my result is close to the my result that was a 30. So this is the machine learning approach we have to. Data, we will not use any other data from the training data for the training data or testing data. We will choose the some random data of the training and testing from the our entire population of data. That is the point. So this idea is clear to all how the machine learning model will work. So this is the point we have to keep in mind. Or anything you need to ask, so please you can ask me right now. Yes, student. Tell me right now any problem.
No, sir.
Nothing, sir.
Okay, so this is related to all.
Sir, can you please
Yes,
tell
sir.
what was the data population again?
Yeah, data population is means the overall data which is used to represent the our information in the machine learning. So that is the data population. Data population means overall data.
Yes.
Okay, so this data I am just representing by the this year only. Suppose that this data could be extended by the 100 years old. So suppose I'm extending this data for the previous year. So in the previous year, the average temperature of the July month was the 30, was the let me correctly, was 33, and previously it was the 36. Okay, so in the 2020 2019 I was talking, and previously it has a 14, and it has again 32, something like this one. So this is the data. So if I'm getting the prediction of 2 months, so the my prediction was done. The machine will check the all the data of such month that is up to. So here I was taking only the limited amount of data. That is my point. So that is, see, this is about, this is our data population. Data population means the overall data. Data population means overall data. Or we can say the entire data. Okay, right now, any problem over here? Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. So this same example I have explained to the others with the help of the chair quality status. So this example I have explained to them. This was the another example I have explained to the previous slot what how the machine learning model will work. So this is a example, same example. So I will not remove this slide. If you want to learn from this slide, then you can learn. This TR means training data or TS means the testing data. So this is our slide which describe the what we have been covered so far. So this data this is the data. In this case, data will be stored. Data will be stored from past experience. So if I generating the lots of data, so that is a need. So data should be in high volume to get the better result. Okay. So data should be data generation should be in high volume in to get the better result. And training the machine learning model. So training can be done by the training the machine. So if I'm training the machine, so with the help of the training data. So training data use. And now building the machine. So after training our model, so we have to use the proper machine learning algorithm. And after generating or building the model, we have to predict. So at the time, this prediction outcome will come by using the testing data. By using the testing data. So this is the same things we have discussed with the help of the other example. So no need to discuss more over here. Okay, so this is the point. Now, next we have the machine learning process. So before moving to the machine learning process, if you have any doubts, so you can ask me right. Just tell me right now. Is it clear to all or any problem so far you have? So please you can ask me. Now, should I continue with this part, machine learning process?
Yes, sir, you can continue.
Okay, thank you. So now in this machine learning process, we have 7 points we have to keep in mind. So this is could be the again an important point, and this could be the part of the re-examinations question. So you have to understand the thing properly. Whenever you have any problem, so you can understand. Now, define objective is saying to us after understanding the problem, we will define our objectives. Without defining any object, you can't say anyone. You can't say anyone. Then you have to solve the problem in justifiable way. So define the objectives. What define the objective is our first step to solve the problem in justifiable way. So data gathering will be required. So data gathering, you will collect the data by the various sources. So here what I'm doing, I'm just data collecting. So data gathering means collecting the data. Collecting the data from the various sources, online survey, questionnaire, interview. So there are various sources I'm generating the data. So what I'm doing, I'm just here I'm generating the data. What I'm doing, I'm generating the data. So after generating data, next step is saying to us you have to prepare data. So here we have a question why preparing data is required. So this is our second step. This is our second step we have done. So can anyone tell me right now what is mean by the preparing data?
So we are
data.
processing the raw data into some.
Sir, it means cleaning the data, sir. Simply.
Yeah, super. In simple way, we can clean the data because while gathering data, there's no guarantee we have collected data in correct way. So suppose I just request to all those students, please fill the form. Someone is filling the name only, someone is filling the roll number only, someone is filling the contact number only. So with this data, I am unable to justify my column. I am having the some data in from the missing values. So we can say preparing data means I'm cleaning data Okay, cleaning data for missing values. So I will not consider those data which are having the missing values. So after this point, now I have completed the third step. So that is a breakpoint. So now I have completed the third step. So next step is into data exploration. So in the case of the data exploration, you will say what is mean by the data exploration. Data exploration say to us you have to get the related information only. Now you have collected lots of data, but some data is not related to the R column. So what we are doing, we are filtering actually. In this fourth point, what we are doing in the data exploration, we will try to filter. We will try to filter the data as per required solution. Some data is not feasible to our solution, so we will discard that part. So data exploration will be over here. Now next step is fifth number step, that is building the model. The model will be built by the two parts. Along with the two parts, one is the machine learning algorithm.
Algorithm and training.
Yes, algorithm, and I can use a plus to define data with the help of the training data. So with help of the training data and along with the machine learning, I can build my model. Okay, and this is the most important steps. That's why if you remember the words while discussing the machine learning definition, after the algorithm we had a term model. So model is a main important component of the machine learning system. So that is a point we have to keep in mind. So now next we have 6 number steps we have, that is the model evaluation. If I need to measure the performance, so to measure the performance, of the model evaluation is required. So after completion of exam, we have to evaluate your CGPA. So what you have written, so based on your marks, your CGPA will be evaluated. So maybe it could be 6 point, more than 6 point, 8 point, or 7 point, or maybe less than all these CGPA. So depend upon your performance. So we have to measure the performance what you have written. Okay, just let me write correctly. This is a model actually. So model evaluation is a very important point. So after evaluating the model, that is a defined our accuracy and some other parameter which defines the or we can say which measure the model, we will see with the help of the practical part what are the other factors. So I will explain at that moment. So now let us understand the prediction. So after evaluating the model, let me predict what I'm getting. So if after evaluating my model is providing the 85% accuracy, so let me predict. So let me predict is providing the better result or not. So if the prediction can be done by using the testing data. So with the help of the testing data, I can predict my model. Is my model giving such a useful information or not a useful information? It is just like example, last 10 matches, India was not winning any matches. So the prediction will be is in the 11th match, 90% will say India will not win the match. So this is the prediction from the last 10 matches. We have seen the performance of our Indian cricket team. But in the next match, suddenly India win the match. So what was the probability? 10% chance. So that was the prediction. So if it is performing, India winning the match, so there is a 10% chance. It means our prediction may fail. If India again lose the match in the 11th match, so we can say our prediction was correct. So because they are predicting the 90%, India was not able to win the match in the next time. So that was the prediction. But our prediction was failed. Suppose prediction was failed. So we will define our objective again. We will gather the data. We will regather data. Then we re-prepare the data, and we have to explore the re-exploration. We have to do, and we have to rebuild the model to determine our model is better than the other model. So we have to apply this cycle again until we get the bad result. So reprediction, remodel evaluation we have to do. So this is basically a looping process until we get our result in better way. Okay, so this is a machine learning process. Is it clear to all right now? This machine learning process clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
tell
sir.
me. Yeah, any doubt over here? So far we have discussed. Any doubt? So please you can ask me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the slide I have explained to the slot. Same thing. This was the slide I have explained to the other ones. This is a slide we have to discuss. How does machine learning work? You can read these 3 points and you can assume what we have discussed so far. This is summary of our class. So machine
Sir,
learning. Yes, tell me.
so in the previous slide, data evolution should be like finding the efficiency of the algorithm and training, and the prediction should be the like
Yes. Yes, tell me. Everything is written in front of you. You can ask me right now.
like data evolution should come into like uh, what should be the efficiency of the algorithm.
See, data evaluation is not a term. It is written about the model evaluation. In the model evaluation, we will
Yeah.
evaluate the model. What we have designed a model. So we have to check the performance. Is model is better, is providing the better result or not. So we will evaluate the model by applying some parameters. I'm taking simple example, accuracy. If this model is providing the accuracy 90%, so I'm expecting the prediction will be in better way. But suppose model is providing the accuracy 60% or 65%, then we have to take care about the production. There is no guarantee every time we will get the production in correct way. That is the point. So everything depend on the our model performance. So what I have written over here in the model evaluation, we have to measure the performance of the model by choosing the accuracy, jitter, okay, and other parameters are available. So while discussing the practical part, I will tell you each and everything. So that is the point. So I am not discussing the what are the measurement criteria by which we can measure the model. So, but at the time the practical I will tell you step by step. So the things will be appear in front of you. So you will be happy to see the answer. But in the case of prediction, we will take some sample data, and from the sample data, we have to determine are we going to the right direction or not. So if we are getting the correct result towards the model is saying to us, model is saying to us the 90% is model providing the better accuracy. So if I'm predicting, so I'm getting the my output in better way, so that's okay. So prediction is necessary steps by choosing the some testing data to define the model accuracy. Is it right direction or it is in the wrong direction? So prediction is followed by the model evaluation steps. No problem. With the help of the practical, I will tell you each and everything. Now you will be happy to see the answers. Yes. Now tell me.
It's so clear.
Okay. Okay. So how does the machine learning works? So first step I'm reading, second and third one. So please listen carefully. Machine learning model is trained using the training data we have discussed and set to create a model. Yes, of course, we have also discussed. When new input data is introduced, the machine learning algorithm at the time of the testing data. Yeah, that is a point you can understand. There's no guarantee we will use the testing data. We can also apply the new data. So in the prediction, or we can also apply the new data. Yes, that is also possible. Or testing data. So at the time of the prediction, we can apply the new data to predict in the next year, in the 2025, in the October month, what would be the temperature of the October month, average temperature. Suppose. So we can, the 25 we are not living, and this is this month year was not a part of the our data, but this would be the part of the our life. So we are expecting that would provide the average temperature. So that is a new data. So it is also apply the new data on the production purpose. So that is the new. What was my example? In the 11th match, but Indian cricket team didn't play this match, and in the next 2 months, in the next 2 days, the Indian cricket team has to play the match. So I'm expecting what is the prediction. So prediction will be used by the testing data as well as the new data. So you can use any one of the information to predict. So prediction definitely with 90% people use the new data, or some of the person who is not using new data, so they can use the testing data. So depend on the what kind of the thing you are using, it's your choice. I will show the demonstration with the help of the practical both thing, new data along with the testing data. So that was the point. So when new input data is introduced to the ML algorithm, so it make a prediction on the basis of the model. So far we have discussed. So the prediction is evaluated for the accuracy. Yes, this is a term, accuracy. I was discussing the model is, or the prediction will be evaluated the accuracy, and the accuracy is acceptable, then machine learning algorithm is deployed. If the accuracy is not acceptable, then machine learning algorithm is trained again. So that is what retrain, rebuild, remodel. Okay, so this is the steps we have to do. And third step is saying to us, it is just high level example. There are many factors and other steps are involved. So there are many steps. We will see each and everything with the practicals. Now I'm 100% sure you will be happy to see the first example. These 7 steps we have to use in the our system, and we will create the first machine learning model. Then everything will be clear by these 7 steps with the help of the practical. So I'm damn sure this one. So how does machine learning works? This is the steps. Now this is the again diagrammatically I have over here. So far, whatever I have spoken here, so this is the information I'm giving over here. This is our first step, that is training data. So training the data, we have to train the data. With the help of the machine learning, we have to model our train. So we are modeling we are building the data, building our model by using training data. Now model is built, so we have this part right now, and here we have to have the machine learning algorithm. So if I am giving the some testing data or new data to the my system, so with the help of the machine learning approach, I will have to predict if my production is okay, if my production is right, okay, or I can say if my production is right towards the accuracy, then I will accept this model is better. Else if I'm doing so, what I have to do? Reprocess. Reprocess means you have to again retrain, rebuild, and reapply and take the new input to check once again it is feasible or not. So this is the iterative process until we get the better model. So far we have discussed this is a summary of those parts only. So to tell me right now, is it clear for right now? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So no need to speak again. The repetitions is not required over there. So in every slide we have the concise concept. We have each and every. So after learning the machine learning model, what is the process of the machine learning model and what is the need of the machine learning model? We have to understand what is the flavors of the machine learning. So we have a 3 kind of the flavor. One is a supervised learning model, next is unsupervised learning model, and third one is reinforcement learning. Sometimes over the internet or from the various sources, reinforcement learning is an example of the semi-supervised. So I'm writing here semi-supervised learning. Okay, so you people are required to understand this term while learning the thing. So these are the 3 different flavors. One is supervised, other one is unsupervised, and third one is semi-supervised. After learning this point, let us explore what are the various algorithms that can be applied into the machine learning algorithm. So first one we have a supervised. So in the case of the supervised learning, you will be able to see. Now in the supervised learning, what is the first algorithm? We have a regression. In the regression, we can see the linear regression and we can also see the polynomial. Other than this regression algorithm, we will use the multiple linear. So multiple linear regression we can also apply. Of course, it is also possible. So in our practical part, we will see the multiple linear regression. Of course, we will see. So this regression model we will use, or regression algorithm we will use as a machine learning algorithm. So here we will use the linear equations, we will use multiple linear equations, we will use polynomial equations, we will use. So that is the point. So basic mathematical concept is required to over here. That is the point you people are required to understand. Next we have the next we have the decision tree, and next we have the random forest. So random forest decision tree regressions are the our example of the our supervised when we have to use the data, that is the nature of the data will be the continuous. So when we have the nature of the data as a continuous way, nature of the data we can say, or type of the data. Type of the data we have. So we can say the regression decision tree, random forest are the example of the supervised learning where nature of data will be the continuous. That is a point you have to understand. You can't leave this statement. But we are changing the nature of the data. Suppose class categorical I have used and I'm using. So at a time my term must change over here, that is classification. So in the classification in our syllabus we have the KNN, that is the k nearest neighbor algorithm tree. So in this case we will see the decision tree. In this we use the decision tree classifier. In this case we will see the decision tree classifier, or in this case we will use the decision tree regressor. In this case we will use the decision tree regressor. And random forest, again it contains the most important algorithm, that is add up boost. Okay, so we will see. And logistic regression input with our example. Naive is not a part of the syllabus and it was not mentioned in syllabus, so we will not use. So we will use the assume stand for the support vector machine, but if time permits then I will explain the Naive algorithm. So in the classification all these algorithms support the data type that belong to the categorical only. So here I am just denying, we will not see. If time permits then I will explain. In the clustering, when we have the data in the unsupervised learning, when we have the nature of the data continuous way, then we will use the SBT, PCA and KBs. SBT is not mentioned in the syllabus, so we will not see that part, but if time permits then I will explain. So other than we have the PC and KBs, we will see in detail manner. In the categorical data in the unsupervised learning, under the unsupervised learning model, association analysis we will use. So a priori algorithm and FP growth. So a priori algorithm we will see, if time permits then we will see the FP growth. These two are not part of mentioned in the syllabus, so depends on the our time, depend on the time, and if time permits to us then we will see the association analysis in detailed manner, of course. But fundamental part I will tell you. And next we have the hidden Markov model. So hidden Markov model is applicable while learning your reinforcement learning. So but in this case we will see the categorical data only. So when we have the categorical data, then we have this kind of algorithm. When we have the nature or continuous kind of data, so we have this kind of the algorithm in the supervised and unsupervised learning algorithm respectively. But if we're talking about the reinforcement learning, so in the reinforcement learning, I just told you, this is represented by the semi-supervised learning. So this is known as the semi-supervised learning. Most of the application reinforcement learning is used in the gaming. And gaming is an area where reinforcement learning play important role to evaluate the model. Are we achieving the right result? Are we achieving the right outcomes? So that is the point you people are required to understand. Once you are forgetting anything, then reinforcement learning. So in our syllabus, as per our curriculum, reinforcement learning we will see in the theoretically we will see, and there are some basic model which are used. Then we will discuss only the model. We will not go into the deeply manner. Why? Because reinforcement learning itself is a bigger part of the machine learning. If I'm teaching, if I'm starting to tell the reinforcement learning, it will take 3 months minimum to explore the various idea. So that's why in the next semester, in the coming time, you will see the reinforcement learning itself separately. So what is reinforcement learning and what is the various applications where we can apply? So reinforcement learning itself is following by the concept in deeply manner. That is a point. So I'm speaking once again here. We have a three flavors. One is a supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. So you all people are required to understand everything properly. So very beginning part we will take or from the stretch mode. I will tell the each and everything properly, so the picture will be clear to all. Okay. So far any doubt over here? So please you can ask me right now. Any problem you have? Just tell me right now. Any problem?